Hello there, everybody, and welcome to episode 9, the return episode of my dumb little wrestling podcast. Let's freaking go, ladies and gentlemen. We're back. The podcast has been gone since, I want to say, a little after SummerSlam. I'm not sure, but we're back. It feels good to be back. We're going to be talking about not the old gimmick. We're not going to do the old gimmick of usually I would pick out an event or watch a wrestling event, do a little rundown and a review of it, kind of like a recap little thing. But I thought, I gotta watch a whole nother separate wrestling event. Might as well just enjoy the wrestling we got going on right now, because there's a lot of it. So here we are. The Royal Rumble was just this past Saturday, along with Collision, and maybe I'll dabble in some stuff that also happened last week, like Dynamite or something like that. I don't know. It's kind of weird doing a podcast on a Tuesday, because, Dynamite hasn't happened. And in the middle of the week, we have time to digest what happened on Monday Night Raw, But hey, it's whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm glad that you're here if you're listening. But we got a lot to go over, like I was saying. So let's start off with the biggest thing that happened this past week. Let's go right to the Royal Rumble. Obviously, another major thing that happened that I'm not going to get into because it's really, truly awful is the Vince McMahon stuff, the allegations. And then now, recently, there were like text messages and more details that came out. Truly, vomit emoji. But it's bad. And he stepped down because he's like, I'm not gonna, out of respect for my peers in WWE and the talented superstars, I'm gonna step down. And while that's good that he stepped down, that's not why he stepped down. He stepped down because that's just some heinous stuff, buddy. And you better get your ducks in a row. Get your shiz together because you got hell coming towards you, you weird old man, allegedly. But I mean, holy crap, that's just, it's a total mess. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just go on Twitter and type in Vince McMahon and you'll just see all that awful stuff if you want to ruin your day. But that's all I'm going to say about that, but it feels necessary to address because it's a huge event that's happening in wrestling. But we're going to go to the happy stuff, the Royal Rumble. It was a blast. The Royal Rumble PLE pay-per-view. I usually just call them pay-per-views still. But the Royal Rumble pay-per-view was a lot of fun. There's only 4 matches. We had 2 Royal Rumbles, men and women's. Roman Reigns defending the Fatal 4-Way. And we had Kevin Owens versus Logan Paul. I think overall it was a very good show. I'd give it like a 7.5, strong 8 out of 10 around there. Let's start with like my least favorite of the show. It wasn't bad whatsoever, but the Fatal 4-Way, it had some fun moments. LA Knight looked really good. Orton hit a beautiful RKO. Roman went for a Superman punch, and he caught that sucker midair, and it was awesome. They did that spot before, I think, like SummerSlam 2015, SummerSlam 2014, one of those shows, and it was pretty cool then. This one looked freaking beautiful, dude. I even tweeted about it. By the way, I started tweeting stuff on my Twitter account. I don't know if I'll link it anywhere, but you can go to my channel if you want to follow me over there. You see whatever I'm talking about whenever Raw's on, Dynamite's on, stuff like that, But Fatal 4-Way was fun. It sucks because you know the outcome. You know Roman's going to win. It's not like he's going to drop the... If he dropped the title there, although it would be like, why didn't you do it at a big moment like Mania? It still would have been crazy and amazing, but they're not going to do it. Roman's not losing that thing until Mania, or... I don't even think SummerSlam is like... It's not as big as WrestleMania. You either got to go huge... international 60+ thousand crowd, or you gotta do it at Mania where you'll get 60 to like 90K depending on how big the venue is and how many tickets you sell, which I think WrestleMania 40 has already sold like a lot of tickets. I think, I'm not sure, but 4-Way was still fun. And then Logan and Kevin Owens, I was grabbing pizza at that point, so I missed a little bit of the match, but definitely Logan's best match, like storytelling wise, not just big moves and flashy like showcasing. But yeah, the whole thing where he's like, I'm going to knock Kevin Owens out. And Kevin's like, you can't knock me out with one punch. It's going to take a lot more than that. So it was fun. Logan got the crap kicked out of him. Kevin brought the fight. Brass Knuckles came in at the end. And, that's another thing I would say about the 4-Way. The whole Solo Sikoa interference was not needed at all. Like, they didn't even, contribute to the finish. He was like, I'm going to stack these two and I'll stack AJ as well. If you're going to hand your boss the win Solo, you had 2 guys right there. He waited a solid 10, 20 seconds before even doing anything after stacking him. I was like, what the hell was that? That was pointless. But anyway, moving back to the Logan Paul match. Really good. Kevin Owens took the brass knucks off of Logan. knocked Logan out. Referee saw the brass knucks on Owens, disqualified him. Usually, I'm not a fan of a disqualification in wrestling, but that was good. That was some good stuff right there. They cooked. Logan and Kevin cooked, and there was like a picture of Logan Paul after the show, and he looked all sorts of beat up. He had like a scratch on his shoulder, all sweaty, just like welts on him. I think his face was like almost purple. That dude went through it. But props to Kevin and Logan. That was a fun match. And we got the Royal Rumbles. I'm going to start off with the Women's Rumble. It was the first match of the night. What a great Royal Rumble this was. I don't even know if I can remember all the big moments that happened. But the biggest moment, obviously, Bayley got the W. It was really cool. You love to see it. Bayley was my pick to win the thing. I'm glad after such a crappy 2023, Bayley is starting off 2024 with a bang winning that women's Royal Rumble. And I believe they said on Raw she beat the Iron Woman record. I think Rhea Ripley last year was the longest person in the Rumble match, and Bayley beat that record. I think 60 something minutes. I think 63 minutes and something seconds. I don't know. She said on Raw, and I forgot. She told Michael Cole to remember. She didn't tell me to remember. But either way, Bayley, huge accomplishment, and she won the Rumble. She'll go on to face either Rhea or Io at WrestleMania. She kind of hinted at, we'll get to Raw, but on Raw, she was like, hey, Rhea, I'm going to take that from you. And then Nia Jax is like, hey, no, you're not. She's not going to make it. And she's like, SmackDown, I'll make it official. So, hey, we got building towards that Bayley and Io match, I think. It'll be pretty good. But going back to the women's match itself, the Rumble was a lot of fun. Naomi came out at number 2, big return. She had a good little stint in TNA, but I honestly knew it wasn't going to last long. I feel like, she belongs on WWE. But yeah, it was good to see Naomi back. And then a little further down the Rumble, I think number 4, number 5, we have freaking Jordynne Grace, one of my favorites in just women's wrestling, but one of my favorites from TNA. Love to see her. She was kicking ass. She lasted a good 20 solid minutes in there, I think. But love me some Jordynne Grace. Glad to see her in it. Nice to see another Impact Women's Champ or TNA Knockouts champion in there. Mickie James was there, I believe, 2022, I think. So that was cool. That was cool to see Jordynne Grace. I doubt, just like the Mickie James situation, I really doubt they're gonna do more long-term stuff with TNA. It'd be cool to see a Forbidden Door-esque, TNA WWE collab, because, for a while those were the only two major kind of US companies. But now that AEW's here, we got another big US company, so there's a lot of wrestling to go around. People and corporations and companies are bound to collaborate, and I'd love to see it. Let's have a huge wrestling multiverse. Let's get AEW, WWE, and TNA, New Japan. Let's have them all do a freaking Avengers Endgame Infinity War situation, man. That'd be awesome as hell. But either way, good possibilities that can come from it. Me, though, I don't think they're going to do much with it. It is cool that Jordynne Grace got the opportunity and TNA got the opportunity. So that was cool. And then I can't think of any big returns in the women's match. I know we got Liv Morgan came out at number 30. That was awesome. She was my 4th pick to win. I don't know why I name dropped Asuka and the 5 women who could win the Rumble video. I kind of knew she wasn't going to win, but I couldn't think of any other names. But Liv Morgan, if she were to return from injury, and which she did, it would have been cool to see her win. But Bayley definitely deserves it. But I'm glad that Liv Morgan's back. Maybe if we don't do Becky versus Rhea at Mania, which I think they're gonna do, I would love to see Liv Morgan maybe win a chamber, face her former tag partner at Mania. Again, I don't know when I've said this, but I've noted it in the past, maybe just in my head. I think Rhea's not losing the title at Mania. I think she's gonna hold it past Mania. And if she does lose at Mania, I think it won't be long before she probably wins it back. But I have a lot of theories of what they could do. One of my theories that I haven't said, but I feel like is something that's definitely a possibility. We could have big match Bianca coming back, and Bianca gets drafted from SmackDown to Raw, and she'll be the one to take it off Rhea. I would love to see Bianca versus Rhea Ripley at SummerSlam if they do that. That's one of my theories. They could just have Becky Lynch beat Rhea Ripley, but I think Rhea's holding it past Mania. But whoever she faces at Mania, it should be good. But yeah, then also in the women's match, we had Jade Cargill obviously come out, I believe number 20, 28, 27 around there. She eliminated a very dominant Nia Jax. Very awesome. I didn't think she was going to be in the Rumble. Like, because they didn't mention or say a word about Jade Cargill the whole time after she debuted. She's like, she's here, she's a big star, woohoo. And then she's like, oh, she's just training, she's getting ready. She really felt like an after Mania, like call up. Not call up, but, debut. But it was cool to see her in the Rumble, and I hope her and Bianca have a match at Mania, because they had a stare down, and that's like a dream match that people have been wanting for a while, myself included. Both big, strong women just going to town on one another, beating the hell out of each other at Mania. That would be awesome. I'd love to see it. Both are super fast and athletic too, and like I said, strong. But only one of them can be the strongest. Ha, get it? EST? Alright. Anyway, we're moving on. I can't think... Okay, well, we got some NXT names. Roxanne Perez was in it for a second time. She was in there last year. But I already knew she was going to be in it because either in a pre-show interview or a little video on the social media, they showed Randy Orton come out or something, and then the Titantron literally said Roxanne Perez on it. So I was like, Roxanne's going to be in it. That's cool. So it wasn't much of a surprise, but still good to see her in there. I feel like she'll be called up. I don't think she'll beat Lyra Valkyria on NXT whenever they do that match. But that was cool to see her there. And we had Tiffany Stratton. She has slowly become one of my favorite women's wrestlers. Because I stopped watching NXT when it switched to 2.0. I was like, this looks silly. I miss my black and gold so much. This sucks. And out of like bumness and being bummed out, I stopped watching NXT. I still kept up with it. Saw Tiffany Stratton and be like, she's okay. I'm sure, give her some time, she'll be alright. But damn, she's one of the best in NXT and in WWE. I'm saying it right now. Her moonsault, holy crap, that thing's a thing of beauty. Her and Christopher Daniels need to form a tag team. Be like best moonsault givers. I don't know. I don't know why I said that. Either way. Either way, I believe that's all the surprises and whatnot in the Women's Rumble. Highlight and MVP of the Rumble, Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green. She was getting the crap kicked out of her. She got thrown over the top rope twice, but hung on. Did not get eliminated in 5 seconds like the year before. She was a lot of fun in that match. I'm not a big fan of her and Piper being a tag team. I thought, Sonya Deville's injured, so they're having Piper fill her spot, and they're kind of a fun pairing. But this Royal Rumble, all their segments in the Royal Rumble, their little bits that they were doing, where Piper almost dropped her on the outside, but was just messing around. I really, I like that pairing a lot more now. They showed a lot of fun. Poor Piper kept bumping into Chelsea Green. Nia Jax was beating the crap out of both of them. Chelsea Green was a lot of fun to watch in there. And after like the second or third comedy spot she did in the Rumble match, I was like, have her win it, screw it. Have her make it to the Final Four, win the damn thing or something, I don't know. But yeah, big fan of Chelsea Green in that match. And I think that's all. There's probably something huge I'm missing, my bad. I have like some notes written down. And I didn't write down in detail. I just wrote like Royal Rumble, winners, returns, surprises, matches. We went through all the matches. Well, almost all the matches. We got to get to the men's Rumble match. But Bayley won, and I'm glad Bayley won. She was my pick to win. Came in at number 3. I'm like, oh, damn. Is she going to go the distance? I'm not sure. And she did. I'm very happy that Bayley won the Rumble. But now into the men's Rumble. This match, while not bad, was a bit of a letdown. Maybe it was me overhyping it, because the women's match was so good, and this men's match looked really promising with like 5 potential winners, like Drew, Cody, Punk, and other people. Maybe a surprise Rock return. I don't know. Maybe someone from the Fatal 4-Way earlier would show up all pissed after losing and win it. I don't know. It would have been cool to see LA Knight maybe come out after that match. But yeah, the men's Rumble, Cody Rhodes won the thing. Back-to-back Rumble winners. He joins the list of back-to-back Rumble winners. Hulk Hogan, Shawn Michaels, and Stone Cold. And now Cody Rhodes, adrenaline in his soul. Now when the Rumble, before it happened, and like the weeks leading up to it, I was like, my pick to win is CM Punk. I am a big CM Punk fan. Not a huge fan of like the whole return to, like the return itself to WWE, awesome. But he did such great work in AEW. Backstage stuff aside, he felt like this guy is kicking ass in AEW and helping AEW numbers-wise and story-wise. He had good storylines, good feuds. So it kind of bummed me out that it didn't work out between him and AEW. But the Punk return at Survivor Series was awesome. But dude, the first promo he cut was like, "I'm home." It's like, okay, okay, buddy, okay. But then he dropped the "I'm not here to make friends, I'm here to make money" line. I'm like, all right, there's Punk, there's CM Punk. But the more he's been cutting promos, the more I'm like, Punk is still cool. But then I was thinking, dang, he just came back. He's had 2 non-televised matches against Dom at like house shows on like the holiday tour. Is it really right for Punk to win the match? I mean, I'm a big CM Punk fan, and his return is a huge deal. But like, I feel like Cody is more deserving. And then the Rumble rolls around. It's the day of the Rumble. As we get closer to the Rumble, my pick is still CM Punk. And I'm like, but I would not be against Cody winning. At first, I was like, I don't like back-to-back Rumble winners. I like each year to have a different star-making or, big emotional win or something, or make it make sense. Cody made sense, but I'd rather have someone new win it. I hope I hope you get my gist. And then the closer we got to the Rumble, I'm like, yeah, Cody, you know what? He deserves it. And then during the Rumble match, not getting into any returns or surprises real quick, at the end, like, okay, in the middle, at number 15, Cody comes out. I'm like, all right, awesome. He came out at 30 last year. Now he's going to put in some extra work in this Rumble match. Punk didn't come out till number 27. I'm like, okay, I get that he might be a little ring rust filled. He's had 1 match and hasn't wrestled much, but okay. And he did like a bunch of running knees. That was cool, and then kind of faded into the background. He didn't really do too much. His biggest moment in the match, besides the final 2, is probably just eliminating Drew. And I tweeted out, like, when it was the final 2 or 3. I think it was probably final 2 when they were both laying in the ring exhausted or just staring at one another. I was like, Punk's my pick to win, but he's got to do something to make it feel deserving. Because he's done a couple knees, maybe like a couple other moves, and then eliminating Drew. If he were to win the Rumble, it would really feel like he returned. He's the big pop right now. Let's have him win the Rumble match and go to Mania. And while I wouldn't have been mad, I'd been like, but Cody kind of deserved it a little more. But that was not the case. The final 2 was amazing, and it's even like crazier to think Punk had a torn tricep, because if you didn't read the title or you didn't see the picture on the screen, CM Punk is injured, but we'll get to that. That's like the big major news the past like 24 hours, but we'll get to that in a little bit. But Punk and Cody had a final 2. Had a final 2. What the hell did I just say? They had a fun final 2. I don't think it was as fun as Gunther and Cody, but it was a bit more unpredictable since, Punk just came back. Cody really makes sense to win, wants to finish the story. But Cody threw Punk over the top rope after Punk was like, I didn't come back after 10 years to lose to Dusty's kid. And then got sent over that top rope. So that was good stuff. Sucks that Punk got injured. But then Cody got on the top rope. He pointed right at Roman Reigns. They should have showed Rollins like on the camera right there. Be like, oh, he just immediately pointed at Roman. He didn't even think about me. What the hell? But yeah, there you go. In the match, surprise-wise, I don't think there were a lot of surprises. I think we had Andrade's return, which we kind of knew that was going to happen. And then we had Braun Breaker, who apparently filled Brock Lesnar's spot. Apparently it was supposed to be Lesnar doing all the stuff he did for the most part. But because Brock is kind of tangled up in the Vince stuff going on right now, it's like, ooh, maybe don't put him on TV. But Braun Breaker was an absolute beast. I've never been the biggest Braun Breaker fan. But the past year, like him being a heel, him just laying people out with that spear, and he's kind of showing more of like a goofier side to himself with this current tag team with Corbin and the Dusty Rhodes Classic on NXT. He's grown on me a lot. Him and Tiffany Stratton were like the male and female face of NXT. I was like old man, like hates new technology towards this like current state of NXT where I'm like, I miss my black and gold. Nothing will be as good as that. But they've really grown on me, and they're like 2 great talents. And Braun Breaker went nuts. He eliminated all the big boys. I believe he eliminated Omos. Think he eliminated Ivar off that springboard spear. Holy hell. How did he not like just destroy his shoulder by spearing that big dude? And then who else? Omos, Bronson, Ivar. I think he eliminated somebody else that was a pretty big boy. But I think he eliminated Balor. And also I think he might have eliminated Jimmy Uso, which Jay and Jimmy were number 1 and 2. That was cool. But really, other than that, it was just Jimmy's being silly, trying to recruit all the heels to like team up with them, and they weren't buying it. And then Jimmy got eliminated by not Jay. So it's like, I guess they were just teasing maybe a Mania match the two might have. I don't know. But either way, Braun Breaker was impressive. He could have honestly won the thing, and I wouldn't have been upset. Yeah, but really, I couldn't think of I can't think of any other surprises. There's probably something else in that men's rumble, but it just felt like a very chill rumble until the final like four, and Gunter got out, Drew got out, and I don't know. It didn't feel like a big deal because you kind of knew the two faces to win the thing going in, and they made it to the final two, and that's where it really got ramped up and exciting. But I don't know, just something about this men's rumble didn't hit. It was still fine. It wasn't terrible. I hate that. I know they're in a feud, but I hate that Bobby Lashley came out, got eliminated, or he eliminated Karrion Kross and got eliminated before even the next person came out. It's like, you're really gonna have Bobby Lashley stay in there a whole like 2 minutes? Really? Okay, whatever. The brawl with the Street Profits and whatever the final prayer, whatever the AOP and Karrion Kross stable's called. That brawl was fun. Montez Ford jumping like a maniac on him. That was pretty cool. But yeah, I can't think of any other surprises or big moments. You know, Andrade was cool. He didn't last long in there. I mean, he did, but like, didn't do much of anything notable. Santos Escobar and Carlito had a little showdown. That was cool. Santos got an apple spit in his face because he's not cool. And he got tossed over that top rope. Oh, holy crap. MVP of the men's rumble. R-Truth, dude. Coming in, and also the women's rumble came in at number 25, I think, 24. And he's like, "Where are all the men at? Why is it women here? What?" And Adam Pearce had to like be like, "Yo, Truth, this is the women's rumble. What the hell?" And then he finally showed up in the men's rumble, and he got on the apron, and he's like, "Dom, tag me." Oh my god, R-Truth is so good. So good. The funniest man in all of wrestling, I'm convinced. And yeah, I love him. I wish R-Truth would have won the rumble. I love you, Cody, but R-Truth has been putting in the work these past like couple months. Ever since he returned. The Judgment Day, not a fan. I'm gonna be real. I like Finn, I like Damian a little bit. Rhea's cool, Dom's growing on me, JD's okay. But R-Truth being injected into that thing has made all their stuff watchable and enjoyable. Oh my god. He should have won the Rumble. But either way, Priest threw him out, I think. And yeah, so that was a lot of fun. He got the hot tag. He did the John Cena comeback on Gunther, of all people. Hell yeah, dude. R-Truth was doing amazing things. But yeah, Men's Royal Rumble was okay. Good winner. Like, toward the more the match went on, I'm like, yeah, Cody should win this. I love you, Punk, but like, Cody should win this. And when he won, I was like, there we go. There we go. And before I get to Raw, the Raw after Rumble, let's see what else is on my list. Well, we got the Punk injury. I guess we could talk about the Punk injury. Punk got injured in the Royal Rumble match. Tore his tricep. I believe that's the same injury he got during that Moxley match at the end of All Out before Brawl Out happened. And yeah, that really sucks. He came out on Raw, kicked off the show, and he was not kicked off the show. Pat McAfee, who was also at the Rumble and was a surprise entrant, eliminated himself because he didn't want to deal with Omos. Pat McAfee came out to do commentary with Cole, and Cole announced that, hey, Pat, you and me commentary on Raw for the foreseeable future. That's cool. I love Pat McAfee. I'm gonna miss Wade Barrett, one of my favorite current commentators in recent time, because I've always been a Wade Barrett guy. Loved Bad News Barrett. His commentary was nice. He was funny. He had that sweet British accent. Sucks that he's not gonna be doing commentary. Maybe he can do something else in WWE. I hope they don't just say, all right, bye, Wade. I guess they'll keep him on the kickoff panel or something, but I want Wade Barrett to be something more. Maybe a manager. Or if Nick Aldis wasn't there, have him be the general manager of SmackDown. That'd be pretty cool. But nonetheless, good to see Pat McAfee back. Missed hearing that excitement on the commentary team. He just seems like a fan watching the show, and he's voicing almost all of our opinions in a more professional way, I guess. I don't know. But he's having a good time all the time, and he loved to see it. But Punk kicks off the show. First hour of Raw is commercial free. Yippee, I guess. And he has his arm in a sling, and he's like, hey, I got a torn tricep. Womp womp. And, it sucks. He got it during the Rumble match. Drew hit the Future Shock DDT. I noticed it. He shook his arm a little bit, and I think he pointed to a ref and went to the corner. And I didn't think too much of it. I was like, ooh, did Punk get hurt? But then I quickly was like, CM Punk's a Bret Hart fan. He's just like selling with his soul right now. But no, it was legit. I was like, when I saw the news earlier today or earlier yesterday, I'm recording this Monday night, if you couldn't tell, I was like, damn, that really does suck. And, whether you love CM Punk or hate CM Punk, I saw a lot of AEW accounts that I like tweets from because I'm a big AEW guy. So, all the AEW dick riders, sometimes they'll post some good stuff because I too love AEW. But if they're like, haha, just like Mox said, fragile mind, fragile body, and while that is a funny little coinkydink that he keeps getting injured and Mox called him fragile mind, fragile body, it still sucks, and you shouldn't be like, LOL, you got injured. That's what you get for beating up Jack Perry. Haha. It's like, okay, someone got hurt, and we all love CM Punk. Whether you hate him for leaving the company or hate him for how he acts, he still puts on some bangers and has some banger feuds and cuts some banger promos. You can't be like, haha, entertaining element of wrestling is hurt, haha. And also, he's a human being, so what the hell's your problem? I don't know. That's just me, though. But that sucks that he's injured. He was probably going to face Rollins at Mania. Rollins also injured, but not too injured. They wouldn't have had him be like, I'm still going to be at Mania if he wasn't cleared to be at Mania. So hopefully Rollins is still good. But Punk isn't. He'll be back in the summer. That sucks. But Drew McIntyre came out, and CM Punk cut a great promo on Raw. He was like, I'm the best in the world because I overcome obstacles, yada yada, but then there's real problems. And he brought up one of his friends that's been going through cancer, getting cancer treatment or something like that. He was like, the real best in the world are people dealing with much bigger things like cancer. And that's like, you spit. Let them cook. But Drew came out and cut probably one of the most vicious lines I have freaking heard in wrestling in a while, dude. He's like, he comes out all like emotional, like he was like, I know we were kind of having a feud, but real talk, sucks that you're injured. But he was like, I'm not a very spiritual person, but I prayed for this. And it's like, oh shit! Oh damn! That was amazing. Like, it sucks Punk got injured, but that line coming from that promo, Drew, you son of a bitch. That was good. That was some good television right there. And then he stomped on his arm. He like gave him a Glasgow kiss, and he stomped on his arm, dude. What the hell? Oh damn. Cause there's a part of me going, maybe they're spilling stuff to the dirt sheet. Maybe they're like, oh yeah, Punk's seriously hurt, dude. Sorry guys, report that. Sean Ross Sapp. Which, by the way, I love Sean Ross Sapp. All you haters, back off. He does his job, and he's kind of funny. But either way, no, wasn't the case. There was no Swerve. There was no Orton with his crutch RKOing AJ Styles before Mania 35. I think it's legit still. Unless some crazy ass swerve happens, then it sucks. Punk's gonna miss Mania, but he'll be back in summer. But Drew, holy hell, have him win the world title at Mania if that's the spot he's gonna be in. That was good. Just that line alone. I am back on the Drew McIntyre train, ladies and gents. Whoop whoop, here we go. But yeah, that was what was next on my list. That's part of Monday Night Raw. Speaking of Raw, last week, before the Vince stuff came out, but I doubt it'll affect everything, Raw is going to Netflix. Now, me personally, I hate Netflix. I had it for a couple months. There's some decent things on there. Squid Game was cool. Stranger Things was cool for like the first 2 seasons. I like Adam Sandler. All his stuff goes to Netflix, but I stopped paying for Netflix. I was like, I don't care about you anymore, Netflix. We're done. I'm breaking up with you. But now Raw is going to Netflix. Now, I admittedly still kept up with Raw and SmackDown, but for a good chunk of the past 2 years, I did not actively watch Raw and SmackDown. I looked at Twitter, was like, what happened on Raw today? Oh, awesome. But I was really only watching AEW, and, I didn't keep up with WWE that much, because AEW was like the big thing. I was like, this shit rocks, and WWE kind of been sloppy. But since Triple H has kind of come back, I'm like, alright, let the game do its thing, and he's been doing pretty good. So I've gotten back. Starting this year, I had like a New Year's resolution. I'm gonna watch, like actively sit down and watch more wrestling. I started watching Raw again, SmackDown. There's some lull moments on SmackDown, like nothing crazy goes on. But now that Bayley's the Rumble winner, I'll probably pay more attention and watch SmackDown. But I got Raw on Mondays. I still don't watch NXT. I know I suck, but I keep up with it and I watch like the full highlights they put out on YouTube. It's just, that's a lot of time just sitting in front of my TV when I sit in front of my computer instead. So, sorry. But, if you're a wrestling fan, you're getting fed pretty good, dude. You got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I started watching TNA. I didn't watch the last episode with Nick Nemath's debut, but watched the first episode back with Ospreay and Josh Alexander. Damn. Love Scott D'Amore's passion for TNA being back. That man screams into the microphone. He kind of has like voice cracks like Tony, which doesn't take anything away because he's like, I don't care how my voice sounds, dude. I'm going to yell my ass off and get hyped. And that's another reason I like Tony Khan, bro. Bro is always hyped for his product. You got to respect it. So, yeah. So TNA is awesome. Now on Fridays you got SmackDown, obviously. Saturdays you got Saturday. Collision's on, and Sunday either an AEW pay-per-view or if it's not that, I think that's like your only day off from wrestling unless you watch a lot of independent stuff. Also, I started kind of keeping more like track with New Japan. I watch Wrestle Kingdom. So, I've been trying to keep up with all the wrestling, not just like reading little headlines and whatnot, but I've been trying to watch what I can. So there you go. But Raw's going to Netflix. That was the whole like start of this rant, or if you can call it that. I just started watching Raw, like I said, which is why I started listing off all those shows. But dude, I don't want to pay for Netflix again, man. Come on. I just started watching Raw again. You're gonna throw it on Netflix? I still got a year. Maybe I'll change my mind. Maybe, because I still have cable. Maybe it'll be a whole thing where I know cable's dying, but it's what I've known and I enjoy channel surfing. But maybe I'll just do the whole, like, just get Hulu and Netflix, and I already have Peacock and Max. I'd hate to do all the other stuff, but, it is what it is. So there you go. That's Raw going to Netflix. That's a big, huge news thing. I believe it was like a $5 billion year, or $5 billion deal. That's pretty crazy. They're making bank. But I believe all we got left on here is Raw after Rumble and some AEW stuff. We've been talking about WWE past whatever minutes, 30 minutes. Let's go on to AEW. We had Collision the same night as the Rumble, which sucks. All you ratings and viewership lovers are going to be like, haha, AEW Collision only got 200K because the biggest wrestling company in the world put on a wrestling event and people watch that instead. First of all, shut up. Second of all, you're not a wrestling fan, are you? You're a WWE fan, shut the hell up. I'm into the ratings. I'm not like gonna judge the product based on the ratings, but I like saying, oh, did AEW get near 1 million or did it drop? Oh, did WWE like break the 3 million mark or did it rise a little bit more, So yeah, I am interested in looking at the ratings, but I'm not gonna heavily judge a product because I'm sure there's a lot of people that watch wrestling on the other sites, I don't know what they're called, Watch Wrestling or something like that, all the other sites, other stuff, I don't know. People watch it on there, I think, so I doubt it's hundreds of thousands, maybe, I don't know. But hell, people are, and hell, they probably DVR and watch it the next day, so ratings really don't mean jack crap, other than, hey, people are interested in this show, and people are interested in that show. So there's my little ratings rant. But AEW Collision was a fun show. I had to watch it after the Rumble, obviously. I watched it today, and I wanted to make sure I was able to watch Raw as well. So I skipped a couple parts. I didn't watch the opening tag match, but I watched Commander versus Orange Cassidy. They had a fun match. If you hate your Canadian destroyers and your big flips and stuff, you're not going to like it, but I enjoy that stuff heavily, because it's fun. Okay. But Orange Cassidy and Commander was really fun. Obviously, Orange is going to win, but Orange can have a good match with a freaking... Throw a lemon in the ring. Throw a book in the ring, and Orange Cassidy will have an entertaining match with it. We have Serena Deeb's return. The Professor, love me some Serena Deeb. That's cool. Eddie Kingston versus Willie Mack. Fun match. I love Willie Mack. Danielson versus Nagata. I thought the match was fine, for what Nagata could do. Yuji Nagata, I believe it's full name. I'm not getting that name wrong. Otherwise, I'm going to embarrass myself. But you had the moment where after the Kingston match, Danielson comes out, does not even make eye contact with Eddie Kingston. He just looks at the other side of the crowd. He's like, hey, screw this bum. And when Danielson wins his match with Nagata, he returns up the ramp. He is acknowledging the crowd, and then he immediately, I think he bows his head or something to Nagata, and he turns around and immediately flips off Eddie Kingston. Good stuff. Good stuff. Bryan Danielson always calling Kingston a bum, and Kingston's made it like a part of his whole gimmick now, his whole personality. He's like, I'm the king of the bums, so what? What you gonna do? You can't break me mentally, dog. Partner. Love me some Eddie Kingston. Cool stuff. And then we had the cage match. Whoa! The cage match. The Escape the Cage match, which there's been some drama on Twitter earlier today about, oh, the rules were changed and the match was changed because certain member of the House of Black doesn't want to take jobs, doesn't want to lose matches. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, don't be true. Don't be true. Because Dave Meltzer, say what you want. Sometimes his reports are accurate. Sometimes they seem a little biased. I don't hate Dave Meltzer. I don't take his word for gospel. I do enjoy Meltzer's star rating stuff because it makes me like, if Meltzer's like, this match was 6 stars out of 7, it was pretty good, then I'm going to be like, apparently that was a really good match. Let me go check it out. That's how I found out about Kazuchika Okada, Kenny Omega. That's how I started watching New Japan, started following along the Young Bucks and the Bullet Club on Being the Elite, because he said this match was over 5 stars. I was like, okay, I didn't know there was a rating scale for wrestling matches. Let's watch it. And it was pretty freaking good. So, again, just like all the people you hate in wrestling, not you specifically who's listening to this, but there's people that are big hated figures in wrestling, your reporters like Sean Ross, your kind of biased like reviewers or whatever like Dave Meltzer, but they bring something to the table at least, and you gotta kind of like be like, all right, they're helping the business in some ways, although some people think they're hurting it. But I like Sean Ross Sapp. His reports are cool. Love knowing more insider stuff and seeing what's going on in the business. And Dave Meltzer, good for recommending matches. You don't gotta agree with his ratings, but it is what it is. But that cage match, back to the whole doing job thing, the more I thought about it, I was like, well, what do you mean they don't like doing jobs, Meltzer? Dave? Buddy and Malachi lost a tag match like 2 weeks ago to FTR. What? And then Buddy Matthews has lost like the past several matches he's had, I believe. Singles matches, that is. Like he lost to Orange Cassidy last year. I think he lost to Claudio at, was it like, it was a pre-show 0 hour for either, it was either like Wrestle Dream or something. I don't know. Either way, he lost to Claudio, so it's not like they're always winning. Brody King had a great showing in the Continental Classic, but lost to Daniel Garcia, which started this rise to the top for Daniel Garcia. So while maybe there's some truth behind them not wanting to lose or whatnot, and there is truth behind them going to go back to WWE after their contracts end, there's still a part of a really good story on Collision, and the match was awesome. So everybody shut the hell up. The cage match was a lot of fun. That, I believe it was Cash Wheeler escaping the cage, and Buddy Matthews headbutts him or bangs his head off the cage, and he flies back and lands on that table on the outside. Holy crap, dude. That was awesome. Matthews getting bumped off the cage, falling back into a table. Garcia, Brody King, him and Dax's escape moment. Dax is on the outside with the door kind of closed. Brody King just freaking battering rams that son of a bitch with his head. Flies out the ring. Holy hell. Production-wise and some story element-wise, WWE is pretty good, but when it comes to in-ring action and like in-ring moments, dude, AEW's roster, they go hard, bro. Oh my god. Brody King's a menace. I hope he's a champion in 2024. I really do. I really mean that. He has been so fun to watch. Continental Classic. Dude, love Brody King. But we had the final moments. Julia Hart comes out, miss Daniel Garcia right in the face. Malachi's about to be like, all right, toodles. And then Daniel Garcia's like, hey, finish me. And Malachi's like, all right, sure, why not? Let's do it. I'm from the Netherlands, and I'm cool. And Daniel Garcia, I forgot what he does. I'm blanking right now. But I think he hits a pile driver, and I forgot what the hell happened. Either way, something happened and Daniel Garcia escaped. I watched it earlier today and my mind is blanking. But very cool stuff. Daniel Garcia looks like $1,000,000. He got attacked earlier in the night by who knows? We don't know it was House of Black. Mark Briscoe was gonna fill a spot, and he got yeeted off the stage through a table. That was also fun. So hey, pretty fun show, pretty fun main event. And then also noted on the show, we have a dealer's choice thing coming up on Wednesday night, Dynamite. We got Swerve Strickland, Hangman Page, pick your poison kind of match. Swerve is like, hey, Hangman, I'm keeping the family, the Mogul Embassy. You're getting Toa Leona, who hasn't been pinned or submitted, which I didn't know, in AEW. So that's going to be beast match. And then we have Swerve versus Hangman will let us know. We'll have to wait the whole effing show to find out who his opponent's going to be. So obviously his opponent's going to be Sandman. But nah, I'm kidding. Odds are it's RVD because, whole effing show. Swerve versus Rob Van Dam. Okay, Rob Van Dam can still go, as we've seen on Dynamite Collision last year. So both matches should be fun. And yeah, now we're going to go to AEW Dynamite from last week. Not going to go too in-depth because we've already been at it for 40 minutes. I don't want this to go over an hour. But yeah, AEW Dynamite last week. On Collision the week before, they announced the card, and I immediately jumped out of my chair, and I was like, whoa, this is going to be our Dynamite card. We got Wardlow and Trent, cool. Penta and Hangman, that's going to be sick, and it was that buckshot counter into the Made in Japan, or Fear Factor, whatever he calls it. That was sick. And then we have Copeland and Suzuki. Random match, but okay, I'm in it. Cope Open's been fun. Edge wrestling the Young Guys, him versus Dante Martin a week ago. That was awesome. Good match. And then possibly my favorite match, Swerve versus Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy's having a little bit of a career resurgence. No offense to Matt. I love Matt Hardy, but the tag matches with the Hardy Boys have been okay. It's still like, y'all are legends, props. Maybe a bit slower than years past, but hey, that's a part of growing and getting older. But Jeff Hardy as a single star, although yeah, still slow moments. I mean, you expect the slow moments from Jeff Hardy because he's taking nasty ass bumps, and he's probably like, what? He's probably close to 50, at 50, maybe 49, 51, around that age. Not gonna do research because I know I'm at least in the ballpark, I think. But dude, Jeff Hardy versus Darby, fun match. A little bit of maybe little heel antics from Hardy, not shaking Darby's hand on Rampage. But then we got Jeff Hardy versus Swerve. Fun match. Dude, Jeff Hardy, bro. I love you, Matt, but keep putting Jeff Hardy in these singles matches. Not every week. Let him have time to rest a little bit. But give me Jeff Hardy versus some random ass dude every other week. Give me Jeff Hardy versus... Who should Jeff Hardy face next? That's the whole game we're going to play. Jeff Hardy on Dynamite. Who's he going to face? Give me Jeff Hardy versus... Give me Jeff Hardy versus Brian Cage. I want to see Brian Cage F5 Jeff Hardy and see that shit. But Jeff's putting in the work, man. I hope he's given his body time to rest, and if he's not feeling 100%, he doesn't go through with the matches, but like a lot of wrestlers, you never feel 100%. So, yeah. But that was Dynamite. A lot of fun. Undisputed Kingdom. Still seeing what they're going to do. That should be fun. I can't wait for Adam Cole to be cleared and ready to go. Pac is almost cleared and ready to go. I think I read somewhere. That's going to be good. So, hell yeah. MJF, I think, is probably still going to be out till late summer, probably. Will Ospreay starts in AEW February. I'm going to an AEW show February, whatever the hell. February 19th or 14th. I think on Valentine's Day. February 14th, I think, is the AEW show I'm going to. That should be a lot of fun. Hoping I get to see Will Ospreay there, but who knows. But yeah, that was AEW Dynamite from last week. This week, so far, we only know, I believe, the Hangman and Adam Page matches. There's probably something else. Also, Smojo's been having a good run as champ. A lot of people have been praising his run. They're like, thank God MJF's entertainment shtick is out, and now we have a real champion, Smojo. I loved MJF. I loved MJF's title reign a lot. Sure, there was a lot of sports entertainment antics, and in AEW we kind of like the more focus on the pro wrestling. Also, the rankings are coming back. That's going to be awesome. Sting and Darby tag title match. That's what's on Dynamite. I love Ricky Starks and Big Bill, and I don't think it makes sense for Sting and Darby to win the titles, but like they haven't lost, so maybe the Young Bucks screw them out of the titles. I really don't want to see them win, but Sting and Darby, props to Darby, props to Sting. Darby has yet to have a single bad match. Every match of his, he gives it his all, and props to Darby Allin. Good for you, bud. But now we're reaching the Raw after Rumble, baby. Let's go. Pat McAfee's match. I said that wrong. Pat McAfee's back at the beginning of the show. CM Punk's injured, and we get the Drew promo. I prayed for this to happen. Damn. And then, okay, first new piece of thing that I haven't talked about. Tag title match. DIY versus the Judgment Day. Finn Balor, Damian Priest for the Undisputed Tag titles. First off, split the damn belts, please. Or just make one set of tag titles, please. But it was a good match. Good match. We had a callback to TakeOver Toronto with DIY and FTR. The little double submission spot. Cool. DIY continues to cut the backstage promos, and you're like, and the crowd is actually getting behind him. When Gargano first came to the main roster, and Ciampa came back, and then they formed DIY, they weren't getting much of a reaction. It was mainly like, oh, you guys are okay at wrestling, cool. But week after week, people are giving a damn about him. The theme song is the only thing holding them back. That theme song, no offense to the guy who made it or sings it. I believe Def Rebel is like the new theme song producer for WWE. But we are. That sucks. I'm so sorry. I hate to be an asshole, but that sucks. And then, maybe it's... And then it sounds like Austin Theory's theme song. It's like, DIY. Dun, 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 ba-na-na-na-na-na. It's like, A-Town Down. It's like, differentiate the songs, bro. What are you doing? What? It's literally Austin Theory, the same rhythm as Austin Theory's theme song. Unless I'm crazy. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. But it was a good tag match. Love that DIY are getting some fan support and reaction. They didn't win, sadly, but hey, there's always tomorrow. But then we have R-Truth coming out. Member of the Judgment Day. He's always been a member of the Judgment Day. I believe he founded the Judgment Day back in, 2000. Who knows? But R-Truth, love that guy. But he's not part of the Judgment Day family, says Damian Priest, and he loves R-Truth. He thinks he's funny. And it sucks, and he's not going to be the one to do this to him. And, we're all like, huh? What you mean by that, Senior Money in the Bank? And JD McDonough nails him in the back of the head, and R-Truth, air quotes, kicked out of the Judgment Day, even though he was never a part of it, even though he's always been a part of it in our hearts. But Miz came out, yay, more awesome Truth stuff, which I watched some 2011 stuff back within the past few months. Awesome Truth. You suck, you suck, you suck. I like the Miz and I like R-Truth, but that was not it. I like them as a pairing, kind of, but it reeks of 2011 Raw, dude. Did not like that. But Miz comes to Truth's aid, and he gets his ass kicked as well. Yeah, so, Awesome Truth, I guess they're kind of back together. I feel like it's just going to be a little bit of a thing until they go their separate ways. Miz as a face, people, I don't think, care for it too much. I don't mind. The Miz has been there so long, he could really do whatever. I'd be like, it's the Miz. He could do whatever. So, yeah. There you go. And then we have, another highlight of the show. This is probably going to go an hour. But, Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins promo. Cody's like, hey, I won the Rumble. And you know what I gotta do. And then Seth is instantly like, hey, hear me out. What if, now hear me out, what if you go for my title, not Roman's? And at first, I'm watching this, I'm going, Seth, buddy, I love you, but one, you're hurt, kind of, and two, your title's not the main title. It was made because Roman's not there, and it's a secondary world championship, and Roman really is kind of like the poster boy, championship-wise. Even though I hate to admit it, because I'm not a Roman fan. I don't care about Roman. But Rollins actually changed my mind with this promo. He brought up tons of great points. He's like, you should choose me. This title was made because Roman doesn't show up. Fact. This title is not, used to be politic to get to or whatever the hell. Fact. Roman's out like, oh, we want him back every month, every other month, every 6 months. Fact. Like, we want Roman to be a champion. This is the championship that gets defended on every house show and show they go to. Fact. Cody and Rollins have been through it, and they have a mutual respect for one another. Fact. And as much as I'm like, Cody should beat Roman like you should have beat him last year, but the more Rollins was yapping and flapping his gums, I'm like, you know what, Cody? Fight Rollins at Mania. Don't give Roman the time of day because Roman doesn't deserve it. He doesn't show up. When he does, it's like he's probably just going to win and hold it for another month or two. So what the hell? Why care? Like, I love LA Knight, love Styles, love Orton, but Royal Rumble Fatal 4-Way, knew it was going to happen, wasn't that invested. LA Knight versus Roman at Saudi Arabia show, knew what was going to happen, wasn't really invested. Rollins said, Cody, you're not the guy. Roman's not the guy, I'm the guy. And while I do think Cody kind of is the guy, and Roman is put there to be the guy, but I think Cody's the guy. Roman, every time Roman's off TV, at least the past year, you know, before he started really becoming this tribal part-timer like thing, I was like, oh yeah, Roman's the big boss. But when Roman's not on TV, I forget about Roman. I'm not like, oh, Roman's still the big bad. When's he coming back? I genuinely, not being a hater, not sipping on the haterade, I genuinely forget Roman Reigns is a part of the company. And I'm like, Rollins is kind of the main guy, I guess. You know, it is what it is. I don't see Rollins' championship as the main world champion because I know there is a bigger title, just not there. But Rollins is like, hey, what title would Dusty want? And I know that hit Cody, and that is a bar and a half from Rollins, and he raises so many good points. Roman's not the guy, and while Rollins isn't really the guy either, I do think Cody is the poster boy for WWE, does all the charity stuff, gives away like his weight belts and signed championships, and yes, I will be your best man at your wedding. Cody is like what WWE thought John Cena was. Like, yeah, the kids love him, and he's our poster boy, but Cody, like, has won the hearts of, like, not just kids, like, everybody. There's probably people that are sick of him now, but, you know, I've always enjoyed Cody's stuff, you know, even in AEW when he was booked to win shit, he probably shouldn't have won. I was still like, oh, you know, I like Cody, sure, whatever. So, I'm not a Cody hater, never been a Cody hater. I do think in WWE, although I loved him in AEW, he fits at that top spot. And while I think it's still going to be Cody and Roman, which good, please have Roman lose. Gosh darn, WWE, we're only in the third inning. I'm Triple H. The story, you know, stories never finish here. DX, suck it. No, finish your damn story, Cody. God damn. I am so tired of Roman not being there, dude. Like, I've forgotten about what WWE thinks is their top star because he's not there. I shouldn't care. And I don't care. So yeah, Cody, finish your story. Rollins makes sense logically. Yeah, go have a great match with Rollins. Send him off so he can rehab his injury or maybe take a little bit more care, maybe take a little time off. Or you could go for Roman and actually finish the story you were starting a year ago. But either way, Cody's got to win a title at Mania. Either get rid of Roman or have a great-ass match with Rollins. Either way, should be a good Mania main event. And then, no, we have the IC title match. Gunther and Kofi. I went to go get food. I missed it. The match didn't feel like it lasted that long, because I swear I went to my kitchen to, like, grab a calzone out of the oven. I came back and it was like, ding, 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 the ring general. And then they were getting beat down. I was like, wow, that match lasted, like, not even 10 minutes. But, love Kofi. Love Gunther. Even though I kind of missed the majority of the match. I'm sure it was okay. Then New Day started getting beaten down by Imperium. Giovanni Vinci is back. I think he's been back for like a week now. And dude, Gunther's like, yo, my Imperium buds, go beat their ass. And it was like a 3-on-1 attack, pretty much. You really think that any second we're going to hear, oh, y'all want to go big? Then say that. Or like, you know, New Day, yes it is. But, oh, it really smells like they're cooking up a Big E return. Although, you know, I don't want Big E to rush back. I want him to take care of himself. Do whatever is necessary to make sure that neck is in tip-top condition. You know, but if he is ready to come back and they're cooking something here. Imperium versus New... Wait, whoa. Imperium versus New Day at Mania. Although Big E's return would be amazing, Gunther's got to defend that title. So I don't know if they're actually setting an Imperium. Oh, what if we get Big E versus Gunther at Mania? Holy shit! Now that's just me going a little over the top with the booking. My dream booking was for Sheamus to return in the Rumble, eliminate Gunther, and Sheamus can finish his story at Mania. This Mania could be the Mania of story finishes, alright? Cody wins the world title, Sheamus gets his IC title and completes his Grand Slam collection. I'm a Sheamus fan. Ride and die with Sheamus. You know, he needs. I know people are like, oh, Chad Gable should be Gunther. Someone could be built to be a big star and be Gunther. I don't care. I love Chad Gable and everybody else, but Sheamus, come on, Sheamus, let's go. Banger after banger, beat Gunther 1-on-1 this time at Mania. No Drew to get involved. Come on, Sheamus, let's go, fella. Yeah, Guinness and Irish things. All right, now we're going to Bayley now. Woohoo, Bayley, yeah. Royal Rumble winner. I already ran down what happened earlier with the Nia Jax stuff, but she's like, hey, Damage Control and me, we're pretty cool. It was my idea, and I'm the genius here. Then Rhea comes out and is like, oh, you're bloody not gonna do it. That was a terrible Australian accent. Either way, holy crap. Rhea's looking to be like, Bayley, you don't stand a chance, I'm gonna kick your ass. The Nia Jax just like ambushes her. Nia Jax just beats the hell out of Rhea Ripley. Leg drop after leg drop after leg drop. Sits on her. And then tells Bayley, Rhea's not going to make it, so go choose Io Sky or somebody else. And Bayley's like, oh, yeah, that's what I was going to say, haha. And Io's looking a bit nervous. Io's like, whoa, is my friend going to do that? And you shouldn't be surprised, Io. Ever since Kyrie came back, you've been buddies with her and Asuka. So, Io, how about be a better friend to Bayley, and she won't go after your championship. Also, Dakota's there. I didn't notice a knee brace or a leg brace, so maybe Dakota's healing up pretty good. I would love to see Dakota back in the ring, but that's just a little side note. Always happy to see Dakota there. But yeah, that was a fun little segment. And in the main event, we had Drew and Sammy. Solid match, nothing too crazy. You know, it was a good match. They ended the show. Drew comes out on top. Also, side note for Sami Zayn, he was number 30 in the Rumble. I'm sure a lot of people were expecting The Rock. I was kind of thinking The Rock would be there. But number 30 was Sammy. And number 28 was Ricochet. You had all or most of your top guys come out, like Gunther, Cody, CM Punk. And you're like, all right, we only have 28, 29, 30. We know Drew's coming out. And the other two, who knows? Even though I'm pretty sure they were hinting at Chad Gable, Otis, and Akira Tozawa being in the Rumble. But that never happened, so I don't know. I don't know. But Ricochet came out at number 28. Didn't get much of a reaction. That sucks. But, Ricochet came out. And number 29 was Drew. And we're like, okay, Drew's the last notable name we knew was going to be in this match. So who's number 30? And it was Sami Zayn. Now, I love Sami Zayn, so I'm not disappointed. I'm not like, man, it's Sami Zayn. But I will admit, it's a bit like, we really were thinking, Rock dropped the head of the table line. And then wasn't seen until possibly the Rumble. Or wasn't seen until that TKO meeting they had or whatever, I don't know. But, yeah, Sami Zayn was number 30. I'm sure people were a little upset, kind of bummed. I wasn't all too bothered. I like Sami Zayn, but he didn't last a long time. He got thrown out by Drew. He lasted what felt like 5 minutes. That's your big number 30 entrant. At least keep him in there to a little later. I don't know. But there you have it. There's stuff in wrestling and my opinions on wrestling. This is called the Dumb Little Wrestling Podcast because there's so many wrestling podcasts out there. You don't need another one, but I decided to make one. So it's just another dumb little wrestling podcast for you to possibly listen to. So yeah. We're approaching the hour. I believe we're probably at 59, 58 minutes. So before it goes over an hour, I just want to say thank you if you're watching. Podcast is back. I used to upload it. I can't even talk. I sound like a robot there. I sound like AI. I used to upload it every Wednesday or Thursday. I forgot. I don't know. But it's going to be out Tuesdays. That way, any big wrestling event, pay-per-view, or PLE that happens on Saturday or Sunday, I can get this out, record it Monday, and get it out Tuesday. Some episodes might come out Wednesday, depending on what I'm doing. But either way, early in the week, expect my Dumb Little Wrestling podcast to come out. Thank you for watching, and I will see you when I see you. Goodbye.